Okay, we are now ready for lesson 11, assessment 11.1. You'll notice we skipped chapter 10 in the textbook, so you might want to take a read through that on your own for the information there. On lesson 11, we're talking about presenting a presentation and making some changes to how we deliver it, how we would print the note pages. So lesson on project 11.1, we've got our PowerPoint for Blue Yonder Airlines completed, but we want to finalize the presentation and create some special handouts for it. So the first thing we need to do is open up the airline presentation right here in Blackboard, and then we're going to go ahead and save that as Airline Final. So we're going to come here, go to File tab, Save As, and I'm going to save it in my Computer Application Assignments folder, and I'm going to call it Airline Final. There we go. So first thing, after you have your PowerPoint presentation completed and it's ready, then you want to go see where you're going to be delivering it at. There's a lot of places now have widescreen monitors, but where you're presenting it is just a standard 4.3 monitor. So we're going to change our slide size to the standard size. So to do that, we're going to go to the Design tab, and then over here is our slide size. So we can click on this arrow and we can change it to standard, or we can widescreen, or you can even make it a custom size if you need to. We're just going to choose standard 4.3, and we want to make sure that it all fits. So we want to scale things down to fit on the new slide, so we're going to ensure fit. You can see now our slide is a little bit more square. So let's go to the next page here in our textbook. Okay, we want to set up our slideshow. So up here on our slideshow button, you can see we have different ways we can set it up. We can do a custom slideshow. We can actually rehearse different timings. We want to set up our slideshow. We have different show types. Maybe it's going to be browse to the kiosk. You've all been shopping and seeing the PowerPoint presentations going, but ours is going to be presented by a speaker, so we want to make sure it's a full screen. We don't have a show. We want to advance slides them manually. Okay, we don't want to, if there's any timings in it, we don't want to use them. We just want to do everything manually. And our pen color, we want it to be blue. So the pen color is when you're giving your presentation, we want to make some annotations on our PowerPoint, and we want those annotations to be in blue. Okay, so now we're going to say OK. And we want to now mess with our handout. We're going to be doing some handout pages, and we want to make sure that when it's handed out, when they're printed, the date is printed on them. So to do that, we're going to come up here to the Insert tab and come over to the header and footer. Now we've already made a header and footer for a slide. This time we want to do notes and handouts. We want to make sure to display the date and time, and we want it updated automatically, so whenever they print the PowerPoint, it's going to have the current date on it. We want to make sure the page number is selected, and the header we want on our handouts page, we want it to be Blue Yonder Airlines. Okay, and we want to apply it to all. We want it to be all of the handouts that we print out. Now we don't see anything here, but we would see it on our handouts. We want to mess with our handout master. Now we messed with the slide master earlier in the text. Now we want to do the handout master. So if we come down here to view, we have our slide master, a handout master, and a notes master. And this is changing the overall template for our handout master. So if we click on the handout master, you can see our date and our name up here at the top. We want our title here in the header text to be centered. So we're going to select that, and then we have to go to the Home tab, and we want to center it. And we want the date to be right aligned, or the page number, to be right aligned. So we want the header text and the date centered. So here's the date. We're going to center that. And down here at the bottom is the page number. And we want the page number to be right aligned. Okay, so we've got center, center, right aligned. So now we're going to go back to our Handout Master tab and close the master view. Last thing we want to do is we want to hide the last slide in the presentation. We've decided that we don't want the contact information to be shown, so we need to hide that, but we don't want to delete it. So if we right click on it, then we can choose Hide Slide. So now that slide is not going to appear in the presentation. If we go to print our handouts, we're going to go to File and Print. And right here we have it set to print all slides, and we want full page slides. But what we want to do is we want to print the handouts, and we want 4 slides to a page vertical. So we're going to select that. Now here in our slides option, right now we have it selected to frame the slides. You see we have the borders around all of the slides in the presentation. We want to get rid of those borders or the frame sides, so we're going to deselect the frame slides. Another thing you notice is this is the contact information here, and we don't want to print that. We've hid it in our presentation. We also want to hide it. We don't want to show it when we print the handout, so we have to tell PowerPoint to not print the hidden slides. So right here under Settings we have Print All Slides. We click on that arrow. Down at the bottom you can see we have an option to print hidden slides, and right now that's selected. We want to deselect Print Hidden Slides, and you can see now if we look at page 2, that slide now no longer appears on our handout. Okay. Now in our textbook it says to print the handouts. I don't want you to print the handouts. I just want you to leave it set as if you were going to print it. Now go ahead and save it and submit the file for grading in Blackboard.